All right, recording got started. Thank you all of you for joining today's session on Tech Business Analyst webinar. So one of the high demand roles in the market right now is Tech Business Analyst. We know the business analyst for a while, but the role is evolving, role is changing. The expectations are becoming more and more. We are seeing from the job descriptions as well. So the main objective of today's gathering is for all of us to understand what a business analyst will do, what exactly a tech business analyst will do, what kind of tools and skills the tech business analyst need to have so that he is stand out in the market and he is preferred by the companies in the market. Okay, so what is the data, what is SQL, and what kind of analyst skills also will be need the business analyst need to have apart from the business analysis. We are going to understand very much in detail with our esteemed trainer. His name is DP. I will introduce to him shortly. Request all of you to go on mute, please. And he's going to teach us very much in detail. And towards the end, we will open the floor for question and answers. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the chat box. I'm just sharing the screen just to introduce myself for only 2 minutes. Most of you know me, but for those who joined newly, so this is my LinkedIn profile, and I'm the director of Hands-on Agile Coaching. This is a legally floated company based out of Australia. It's $1 million company, and I'm the owner. I'm the director of the company, and we run a lot of training programs from our company platform, like as you see, DevSecOps, artificial intelligence and machine learning, the cybersecurity it is starting. So next week around the same time, we will be having another webinar on the cybersecurity as well. So the data analyst, tech business analyst, Scrum Master project management, I do that, data science, marketing, whatnot. We do all these training programs and we regularly run these free webinars. So spreading the knowledge, bringing that awareness to the students. And if you go to your LinkedIn and go to the jobs, some of you joined from USA, and you can select, maybe I'm just selecting as business analyst as the job description. And I'm just typing here United States, and you are going to see good number of business analyst jobs. Okay, and let's say for example you joined from United Kingdom, same, you see here. And even if you see the jobs that got posted last 1 week, these are the jobs that got posted in last 1 week. And the same, you can apply the same logic to rest of the world like India, Australia. So people from all parts of, so anywhere you can find the need of the business analyst. Every company, every project need a business analyst. Why they need business analyst? How important they are in this era of artificial intelligence? Can this AI replace business intelligence? Let us have that interesting discussions towards the end. And I want to introduce my trainer, and his name is DP Prasad. His name is Prasad, but he's very famously known as DP. And he is from India. He's working in one of the largest companies in India. I don't want to name the company. And he's a solution architect and a vast experience like me. Okay, team. So I'm stepping back now, stopping the screen share. Hi, DP. All to you, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Lakshmi. It's again, yeah, thanks. Let me introduce myself before talking about the BA, the tools, and the outlook that today, maybe the word which I can take from you that it is evolving that, right? So the canvas. Maybe I started my career in mid 90s. Okay. But let me introduce myself. It's been almost 2 decades, 25 years in the industry. But in the very beginning, there was no internet in mid 90s where we started, coding with Fortran, Basic, and those.
Not just watching it, you're doing it.
Yeah, you can go ahead. Oh, sorry, DP, I accidentally muted you as well. Can you please unmute yourself? DP, let's do this one. So I'm going to mute everyone because we are recording it, and I'm going to make you co-host. Just 1 minute, sir.
Thank you, Lakshmi. All right. Is it audible now?
Just
Hello.
1 minute. Yeah, it is audible, but I'm muting everyone. Just give me mute all. Okay, GP, you can unmute and start sharing the screen, or you can yeah, all good.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So this is evolution process, right? So from Stone Age to right. The same way, like I also evolved from a technical, like I used to write the code in mid 90s, basic Fortran that time, and then evolved into functional, then sometime in between that's a management side also. And but I kept it this technical, like that is my passion. Today also I do the code and I learn from executive education from top universities. Okay. Uh, I'm currently working for one of the largest Big Four firms, okay, as an solution architect. Apart from that, because today is a most of the organizations are data-driven organizations. Therefore, last 8 years, um, I'm more time focusing on the data management and the data engineering, data architecture like ETL, okay, and business intelligence solutions along with the application development, okay. Therefore, I did my A and ML also post graduation because today we are building bots and RAG systems. That is also my expertise. Apart from that, in terms of practices, like I'm a safe practitioner as of now, agile safe practitioner and certified business analyst, certified product owner, scrum master, Six Sigma, a lot of certifications, almost 15 certifications are there. Okay, because I wanted to limit the details, maybe going forward, I'll share more details, the journey, because it's a long journey. We are veterans, maybe. I can share that details. But as of now, I'm holding as an architect as well as functional and the techno-functional. We typically call it as techno-functional role in terms of understanding the requirements and designing the systems, designing the systems, and we look after the implementation side, especially today because a lot of shift is happening. Okay, there are a lot of shifts happen in the IT industry. This is what big shift is happening because of the intelligent systems. We are building intelligent systems. Therefore, the data is the fuel. Who knows the data, who knows the tools and the skills in terms of data, they will survive.
So
Otherwise,
GP, are
it's
you
an
sharing screen? Sorry.
no, no, no.
No,
I'm not
okay.
sharing
All right.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Once it's finished, I can share that. Okay. Um, right. This is brief. Maybe I can share more stories in between the sessions. Like we can share our a lot of story because it's a 2.5 decades. This is what short details. Let's start with today. We are talking about. Okay, Control Alt Shift H. So please confirm that if you are able to see the screen. Okay,
Yes, I can
not
see the screen.
necessary voice. Maybe you can share your comments,
Yeah.
feedback, or questions, doubts, or clarifications uh, in the chat. Okay, um, in the chat also you can share that. Hope you are able to see the screen.
Yes.
There I'm going to show you that how the structured because I'm introduced a little bit about the core structure and we'll jump in the like project and maybe today how we are running the software development life cycles because in the AI era and then who is a business analyst and current business analyst, what are the tools that requires and the abilities like maybe cognitive abilities, problem solving skills and some skills, techniques, tools, methods we should be able to know. Also learn or know about the technology side. Okay, because it's all about today. Tech BA means alignment between the business and the technology. Okay, I'll repeat this again. aligning the business and the IT. Okay, that's where the BAs comes into the picture, right? So therefore we can discuss that. Okay, this is what we thought of to, okay, design this way to make you very systematic understanding. This is the way we design. The first thing is we should be able to understand whether where we come from. Okay, whether it is a technical background or a project management background or functional backgrounds. We should know the project management, especially in terms of software industry, because how we run, earlier we run on a waterfall model, completely a plan driven way, but now it is an agile. But some people are talking, agile is dead or something, but it's not true, right? So it is evolving, like, because we are more into the, if you check, if you observe that last year, today, this year, the intelligence is cheaper than the last year. Do you believe this? Can you agree with my statement? Intelligence is cheaper than last year. Yes, because ChatGPT is releasing models and they are minimizing the pricing also, right? So because we are adding more intelligence, bringing intelligence into our work, day-to-day work activities, right? The way today we are doing project management with minimal staff. Minimal staff. What does it mean, minimal staff? That's what I'll connect with the point with Lakshmi. Lakshmi mentioned one point. It's a great. Why BAs are demand, right? Because if you observe the industry for the last 10 years, we have three disciplines. One is BA, business analyst, functional, completely functional. Only 15 to 20% of any project, BA, they used to gather the requirements. Okay, they connect the business and understand their requirements, and they will communicate back with the technical teams, right? They don't touch anything technical in terms. Then the development teams are going to implement or execute the requirements in using some technologies, maybe Java, .NET, or whatever it is, right? Then the testing team, 30%, they used to do the quality and everything, right? That is what a typical composition of any software development. But if you observe that, slowly, agile, in the agile, we bring automation, testing automation. Therefore, lot of job cuts there in the manual testing. Have you ever noticed this fact? Yes, because if 100 QA people are there, they cut almost 60%, 60 to 50%, and they are running it automated way, because that's the way agile works, right? And today, AI is in place. The developments also, the even development, like developers who is having the technical skills, they are also downsizing. Maybe a lot of news breaks out, right? This Infosys is cutting down 1,200 people or 12,000 people or 15,000. This is what the news we are hearing. Why? Because today the code is writing by tools. Maybe if you see here, just I gave small prompt. Hey, I'm as a corporate customer, I want to make a food order, lunch to a restaurant. I want to select menu and add menu items. Can you generate an HTML? Here it is a beautiful right side. There is a design which is generated. See this? So how much time does it take to develop this back in maybe 2016, 17, 18? We need a graphic designer, we have a web designer, then only we will get this output in week or maybe 2 weeks sometimes. But just, I'm not a graphic designer, I'm not a web designer, but a small prompt which generated this output, right? How beautiful. Can we make changes? Yes. Hey, can you remove the background black and set the blue and gradient or something? Yes, I can speak in a natural language. The code is generating. This is the tool which I'm using, Canva code. Maybe recently they released it. That's what I'm showing you. Okay, The reason why I'm showing this is because these tools, these technologies are, slowly cutting the workforces, manual workforces. Like, maybe we don't need a web designer, graphic designer. We don't know. If you just nature language that generates your pages, straight away we can copy and use it in your projects, in the, the backend with teams, or, engineers, whoever is working, straight away they can copy and paste it and run it, right? Therefore, what I was, trying to prove is slowly the development teams also going to be downsized slowly. But what is the next? We need people who can understand requirements, people who can understand data, right? They will be there, because this is the recent term in the industry. They are coining the word called context aware programming. How many of you know? Can you type your responses? Can you type your responses in the chat box? How many of you know context aware programming means what? The same. This is, if you give the context, hey, this is what I want, then it generates a code, right? So if you write the spec clearly in a standard way properly, then the code is right there. We don't need more people to develop it more. We don't need more engineers. I'm not talking about completely eliminating the engineers and all, but we can do it in more efficient and effective way, right? So why the BA is demand? This is what the drivers, like, it's a new technology like AI and automations. Okay, automations. This is what driving the demand for AI. Therefore, everyone should be able to, like, evolve in terms of, choosing the right career move. Okay, therefore that is what we bring here, like, with the minimal staff. That's what, maybe you surprised. This is the news in our organization, that they wanted to build applications with the BA, okay, and basic, like, few developers. They wanted to develop, quick software, very instant softwares with BA. So do you believe that? So I surprised. Yes, they showed a demo actually the other day. We have a Friday. Every Friday we have a demos. They showcased the demo, and they are talking about this context-driven programming, context-driven development with less staffing. What does it mean? Then they told that this is what the BA spec'd out these requirements, and with the help of very less front-end developer, this is what we developed. That is what examiner or something, a software examiner or something, where it generates questions, and the user should be able to answer, and it generates the report that how many passed and failed. Just within a week they developed it. Do you believe that? This is what the change which is driving the, like, demand for the BA, right? So therefore, uh, that's why today we have a lot of, you know tools available in market, like low code. Low code means, that is what just now I showcased. This is what low code tools. Okay. There are many tools. Even if you look at the Grok also, there is a, automatically generates the same similar kind of, right, corporate lunch order. Today, because we have lot of tools, but we should be able to learn those tools, how to generate, even requirements can be generated, like the strategies, like the strategies can be, what strategies can be used, it can be generated, like what is how we can solve this problem, what is the alternatives, like what is the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. All these can be, you know we can easily leverage on these tools. That's what this course is designed. Keeping all this in mind, let's low code AI tools where even a BA should be able to develop applications. Not complex enterprise applications, but at least productive tools. And they can be orchestrated, like maybe connecting each other. Now everybody was talking about agentic AI, right? Agentic AI is that, orchestration. Small agents. If you connect them one each other, then they talk each other, and whatever you wanted to produce the output, like, as earlier the engineers developed application, it works like that. Okay, that's what we bring this, applying or enabling AI in business analysis. And another component is another module which we are talking about is analytical thinking and problem solving. Okay, because I told you that I come from a like mid 90s we started. The way we solve the problems is different. Today, the way we solve the problems is different, right? So, how we can solve today problems, okay, uh, with less cognitive, okay, bias, cognitive biases will be there. Like, maybe what I know, that's what I can confirm that, right? So I don't collaborate with people, okay, and I don't interview people, okay, I don't negotiate with people, okay. This is what some cognitive biases. Therefore, how we can think, like there are three approaches, maybe we will talk. The three approaches, common approaches in any analytical thinking. I'm talking about because we are a BAs, right? So analytical thinking, that is what one of the module like. There are three common thinking approaches: visual thinking, systems thinking, and design thinking. Okay, these are the very, very important thinking approaches, we can say, or modes, very important for a BA because of he is analytical. You should be able to analyze, right? How do we effectively and efficiently analyze? We should be able to visualize. Like how visualization, let's say if I ask this a plus b whole square is equal to, like, how do I represent? This is the graphical representation, right? The visualizing something. Therefore, our communication and collaboration improves, right? Let's say if you, as a business analyst, if we diagrammatically represent something like this: hey, person can own a dog, or dog can chase a cat, and person owns a cat. If we represent this in a visual way, then we can share with others, they can share, their ideas. Therefore, the requirements or whatever that we are gathering from the client or a PO, they will well understood, well understood. This is what, more like effective communication or effective collaboration. These visual thinking approaches will help. How do we do that in a business analysis? Okay, then I can show you that, like, this is what some diagrams
Uh,
as a
DP,
business. Yeah,
sorry,
please go ahead.
sorry to
Yeah.
bother you. Could you please stop your screen and then again share it? There's someone scratched the whiteboard with a yellow line, so we can see that yellow line blocking some of the content. All you need to do is just stop the screen share and reshare it. That's all. Yep. Could you please reshare?
Does it?
Perfect. Yep. All good, sir.
Okay, right. uh, as a business analyst, this is what the visualizing the flow, like how the system, let's say the food delivery app, what are the entities or objects that will participate in the system, and what they do, like, food delivery app, this is delivers, right? What customer will do? Order. Okay, the a customer will order, sorry, here it is, customer will order. And what is the payment gateway? That it will request a payment. Okay, this will say success or something failure, and this carrier will deliver the food, and he will assignment, right? And the restaurant guy will ship something, food, or prepare food and receive order, right? So this is in few minutes. I've identified few requirements here, the futures, like, the scenarios. Like I can easily identify the scenarios in a visual way, like, in a diagrammatical way, because this is the saying, right? Uh, one piece of diagram or piece of any image that speaks more thousand words like that, right? Is it? That is what the effectiveness and efficiency bring in our like day-to-day activities as a business analyst, because that is a very key. Communication and collaboration is the very key for a business analyst. Therefore, visual thinking is very key. So therefore, we are going to introduce something a UML diagrams like flow diagrams, data flow diagrams, okay, process maps, and streamline diagrams or activity diagrams. These are the tools. As a business analyst, you can conduct your business analysis activities very effective and efficient. Okay. And the systems thinking. What is the system thinking? So how do we solve problems? Always we should be able to analysis means what? Breaking down the whole into small parts, or we synthesize the small parts into as a whole, right? This is either synthesis or analysis. Analysis is all about that. In general, system thinking is any activity which recognize the things we are thinking about systems, which is as a holistic, means big picture. Just now I showcased the diagram here. This is a very big picture. This is very, very big picture. I don't know the detailed flow, but it gives me the big picture that from here, hey, how the customer orders, right? Customer orders to the food delivery app. Let's say this is an app. Assume that this is a app which we are developing. So this food delivery app, the customer should be able to make a order to the food delivery. But I don't have any flow that the when he is ordering should be able to select a menu or should be able to select items. Is it veggie, non-veggie, or something spicy, non-spicy? Okay. And then only you should be able to add that into the cart, then click on it, and they will, the application will take to the payment gateway and they will pay it. I'm not talking about the details. This is a big picture, right? When we are thinking like a system, always a big picture. Okay, what are the paths? What are the paths? Like customer is one of the part. Yet payment gateway is identified as one of the path in our application. So what my point is that if we are able to analyze this way, okay, then we will get more inputs or more ideas, or we can cover more things. We can discover a lot. We can uncover, okay, and discover a lot when we are doing visual thinking and applying your system thinking skills. System thinking is all about holistic thinking. It's all about, okay, holistic. It's more holistic view. Holistic means, see here, this is a, so did you observe what is the, there is two systems, like, this is one cycle and another, this is another cycle. What is the difference you see? What is the difference you see? See, here it is a fork, which is wide and fork. This is very narrow fork. The way it is designed is that the flow of air, the flow dynamics, whatever the aerodynamics or what, it's a big term, maybe. This is what they designed the system, human and the bicycle and with other parts. This fork is widened there, and therefore the whole system, human and the cycle and the racing track, everything works together as a function, as a one function. Therefore, it solves the actual problem they are trying to solve, right? So we should always think from a system point of view. What are the paths as a whole, and those paths, how do we design those paths? Okay, so that's what system thinking is, very, very important aspect. And the design thinking, what is this design thinking is all about? Like when we are understand the problem, let's say it is we are building something, corporate food order app. Let's say I'm talking about corporate food app, delivery app, their customers, restaurants, and payment gateway. And I can give you one question now, maybe you can answer. Can you identify, did I miss anything here? Did I miss anything here? Thinking, because that is what, if I wanted to become a business analyst, I want, I must have an ability to think analytically. Okay, analytical thinking, problem solving, analytical thinking, and decision making. These are the three important dimensions or aspects that required as a business. That is what we design this course, like, the visual thinking, system thinking, and design thinking, how you can get it as a business analyst, because how efficient and effective we can carry out our business analysis activities. Okay, therefore we need these approaches, thinking approaches or thinking modes we need to switch. Okay, um, and come to the other module, which is object orientation. Today, the whole IT industry, technology, information technology, right? I already told you the business analyst is all about the alignment between the business and the IT, right? So we should be able to act a bridge or a liaison between the business, what business wants to achieve, the goals and objectives, means the strategy, the problem that they are solving, and the it means the technology investments, the technology side, what are the applications, how the database should look like, what is the interfaces that connect the data, and the front end like interfaces. Just now I'm showing this, right? So this is just an interface, the front end. If you click the order, right, it is saying, hey, this is a demo, not real. There is no order will be placed. But definitely we can develop this. If you click, if the user clicks the submit button, it will connect an API. Maybe I'm using the technical word. Okay. This is first time I'm using this technical word, API, application programming interface, with which it will connect with a database, maybe a SQL Server database or Postgres database, or there are MySQL database. There are many databases over there. That databases will be connected and store the information. That information will be processed, and maybe later we can generate reports. That's what business intelligence is all about. That's what we bring it. The business intelligence is also one of the module here, right? Data analysis, modeling, like data modeling, SQL, API, and business intelligence. This is semi-technical to technical alignment with business functionality, like what is the functions that needs to build, and non-functional requirements. When I say a non-functional requirements, it is more of scalability, availability, okay, performance, security, load. Everything will come into the non-functional requirements. How to understand the non-functional requirements? There is detailed path is there. We can guide you there, and we can train you on that. And this is what functional path, and aligning with the technical path. That is the beauty in these two modules connected each other. And before that, if you ask what is this module is all about, this is all about what is the problem we are solving, the needs. Need means like a problem or an opportunity that we are solving. What is the goals, objectives, okay, and the project related, like some management related stuff will be here. This is the we need to understand that strategically, and understand the functionality of the, like, specking out, right? What is the spec in terms of what is the requirements? When I say a spec, it is the requirements. And the technology is something which, okay, brings efficiency, effectiveness in their business operations. Therefore, they can make more revenue, more profits, blah, 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 right? So every business wants to bring IT into their business operations because of why? Because they wanted to be in the leaders in the marketplace, right? Otherwise, why I should, as a business owner, why should I invest in the technology? Every company today is a digital company. They are investing, millions of dollars, okay, per every year budget, to bring technology into their business operations, because they wanted to stand out as a business leaders, like market leaders in the marketplace, right? So therefore, as a business analyst, we should be able to understand what the problem we are solving, what is the functionality, means requirements like user stories. Maybe we write user stories, technical user stories, or non-technical user stories, functional user stories, based on which, okay, the engineering team is going to build the technology, okay, technology like applications. But today the applications are no code, low code applications, because even consultants or non-technical people also can build applications, okay. But we need little bit, not little bit, at least decent understanding of what is data analysis, data modeling, data normalization, and database table structure, column structures, right? And what is SQL, what is an API, and what is reports like business intelligence. Today you are maybe heard of this Power BI, right? It is also very demanding tool in the marketplace. Everybody likes Power BI, okay, because it is the reporting or a dashboarding tool, but that is works based on the data. If the data is captured, stored, cleaned, okay, and properly processed, then only the reports are accurate, okay. Let's say if I show some report, maybe how do you say that it is an accurate, maybe it's a valid one or a not valid one? How do we say? Nobody knows, okay. Because if our data is cleaned, integrity is there, right? Everything is maintained, the data is, completely profiled, okay, structured, then therefore the reports, the intelligence works, the reporting, dashboarding, everything is good. So therefore business and IT technology alignment is here. And one more module which we are talking about, elicitation and analysis. So elicitation, what does it mean, elicitation? Because when we say a BA, this is the term must know. Okay. Because I ask, maybe I surprised the other day when I asked, one of our experienced BA, hey man, this is, elicitation. We are talking about something and I use the term elicitation in between the conversation. Then he's surprised. What is that? You use the word like, yes, I use the word elicitation. What is elicitation? That is the key for any business analyst, whether it is a functional business analyst or a tech business analyst. Elicitation is nothing but obtaining information. Once we have obtained data or information or a content, we should be able to analyze. They're two different things, okay. Analysis is only possible if you have data points or if you have a content, okay, some form of data, unstructured, structure, whatever it is, the form of the data, where it comes from, how large it is, it doesn't matter, okay. But for any analysis we need information. That information could be a requirement, that information could be some technology, but whatever it is, we need to analyze. That is why elicitation techniques, as per the BEBOK, maybe you heard of the BEBOK is a standard guide for business analysis from, okay, body, which is IIBA, International Institute of Business Analysis. That is a body where I got certified, and it guides us. Hey, this is what something, in a structured way, systematically, you should be able to do the business analysis. These are the techniques, elicitation techniques. How many techniques we have? There is almost 50 techniques out there. Do we use all of them in a day to day? No. But at least if we use 5% of them, that's very good. We can be an effective and efficient, and get into the market like tech BA markets. Okay. And the and another thing is like the domain, because if you're talking about a BA, they ask about a domain. But today, exploring a domain, okay, knowledge is very easy. I have tools like, how to use AI, and we can explore domain, any domain, which whether it is a healthcare or insurance or financial domain, banking, irrespective, whatever the domain, like whatever the business domain, our acumen, we can say, we can get that acumen, business acumen, okay, with the help of AI. That is very easy today. Okay, it's not a big deal. If I type I'll give you the prompt how to get the domain knowledge. Okay, that is what something we kept it here, as a module. And if you look at the overall, like, the modules, which is the big picture where actually this all will be carried out in a project. In a project. Within the project, we are as a business analysis or a business intelligence business analyst, where we need these skills, analytical thinking and problem solving, especially having diagrammatic way, like UML diagrams we should be able to know, process diagrams we should be able to know, data process diagrams, workflow diagrams, modeling and analysis. That's what the skills that is required for a BA, right? And how we think systems, how we think design. When we say design, users and problem and the solution. Okay, when we think of a design, I'm repeating, always we need to think of who are the users of that particular application which we are developing, or tool that we are developing, and what is the problem we are solving, and what is the solution means the requirements, the solution requirements. Okay, and that is what we have kept it here. And this is what, like, problem, like from a strategy, from a functionality to a technology alignment. These are the three core things which we should be able to get by the end of the course. And elicitation techniques, like how do I prepare a questionnaire, how to ask a question. Let's say you are saying it's a domain, how to explore a domain. Is there a systematic way I can explore the domain? Yes, definitely. Hey, you need to look at the industry first, then segment, then company, then within the company, like what are the flows, right? This is business. In a food delivery application, maybe in India, Zomato or something, Swiggy, their apps, right? How it is working. Maybe if I ask, how Zomato works, first we should be able to, okay, if I ask, what is the Zomato under which industry or which segment, okay, that is what in a structured way we should be able to analyze the business. Once we analyze the business, okay, processes like this is high level business processes. So maybe you can curious that, what I'm showing currently, this is very recent. Day before yesterday I had a call, because I do a consulting also apart from this. There I was talking one of the business owner. He wants to supply food, only lunch, to our corporates. That's what his goal is. But when I ask, hey, what do you want to build? They are blank page, is a blank page. Okay, therefore I come up, because I'm a BA and as well as a technical, okay, techno functional. Therefore, I started from the BA. I try to understand, hey man, these are the entities that are going to come. Okay, then I showcase this. Hey, it starts here, the placing the order, making the payment, and process the order. If the payment is successful, then it will go to the picking an order. And if it is a, a kind of junk order or something, it's we need to validate. If it is a correct order, then pack the order or prepare the order and send it to the carrier and deliver order. This is, we call it as process map. What we call it as process map. What the insight it gives the whole scenario, the business scenario. I can understand here where it starts, where it ends, what are the steps. Okay, then I get into a little bit more, because I wanted to get into a design side. Who are the users? Then I created this activity diagram or swim lane diagram. Then I put it, hey, oh, customer is going to place the order and make the payment. I bring these two things, okay, into here. There, I have identified payment gateway where you will process the payment, right? In the overall end-to-end scenario, the process order is going to the responsibility or accountability of the payment gateway. Once it is successful, maybe it could be happen, right? Insufficient funds, or maybe limit is over. Many things happens. If it is successful only, it comes to the restaurant where pick order. And if it is they validate, is it a junk or something, and then they can place the order and send it to the carrier. And who can deliver? The logistic partner is the carrier who can deliver the order. See, it is how it is evolved from very high level understanding of a data flow, basic data flow. I've identified the entities: customer entity, restaurant, payment gateway, and one more, maybe an entity. I missed it now. That's what I'm asking you, right? Is there anything, something which I missed? Okay. I'll maybe while after finishing the call with him, the consulting call with him, then I realized one more entity is missing. Actually, I'll reveal that before the uh, this session ends. Okay. And I made this the end-to-end scenario as a business process. But if you observe, there is no role or a user here. But I'm going into the third level. In the third level, I have a clarity now: the customer, payment gateway, and the carrier and restaurant. Maybe one more new entity or an actor that is going to come also. We don't know, right? So now, how this helps? This helps me now to create a scope of the project. Scope means something, the futures that I'm going to deliver my client. Okay. And based on which we can calculate the cost, time, and maybe how quick we can deliver this. Is it a mobile application or a web application? What is the backend? And data tables and everything is going to come into the picture, and with a high level design. What is that? Next, I told them that I'm going to come up with two things. One is scope, Excel. Scope is something which I'm committing to deliver to him, okay, as a technical partner. And another thing is I'll give you some high level architecture, because what is the API, what is the database, and blah blah blah, they are going to connect here. That's what I put it here, right? So what is the data and how I can model the tables, what table are going to come, and what is the APIs, is there any reports, is there any dashboards. That's what something we have not covered as of now. Just it is initiated the project. Maybe you will get the same project in our real time training also. How we can take this just business analysis started at a high level, understanding the context. This is called context. This is what we call it as context diagram, where any business analyst can start from here. If a customer or a product owner or you or blank page, sometimes where I need to start. This is where the context diagram you can start. Then we can go to the business process map. Think end to end scenario. What are the steps? Don't go into the details, too many details. Limit the details, like limit the details. What are the critical steps as a verbs? And if you segregate those steps, who is going to do? Think of one question: who is going to do this placing order? Who is going to deliver order? Then we can create this. So therefore, if you go back this visual thinking way, that's what I'm thinking in a visual way. I'm more clear now. Okay, I understood very well. I shared with the guy who is talking, the business owner of the food delivery app to the corporates, is amazed, like, hey, this is what a lot of clarity. Hey man, I'll wait, and please share this. What is that scope and high level design? Then we can start the project, the execution, right? Uh, this is worth for a business analyst that helps to understand functionality by understanding the business, then slowly move into the technology. This is what business analyst, okay, this is what I made something, the technical business analyst. At a high level, I can give you to what, because I copied from something very recent technical business analyst job descriptions, because I've observed many job descriptions, out of which I bring this very common. Okay, technical business analyst. What is the, who is a technical business? What is the profile looks like, and what is the duties that's supposed to be carried out by a business analyst. And here it is the next, like, the market, because what is the demand for a business analyst, right? So yes, definitely there is a market which is growing actually in the next, maybe 5 to 10 years. Definitely there is a market growth for sure. I'm not going into this you know kind of diagram, but let me walk you through the what the marketplace, the industry is expecting. Okay. Yeah. uh, Technical business analyst is all about this. Technical business analyst is an integrated part, right, between, because he is a bridge or a liaison between the business and an IT. Because I'm putting it as a very summary, like I'm not talking, detailing this. Maybe it's a self read, we can share this. This is a bridge, like aligning the what business wants to achieve, okay, and the IT capability, like in terms of mobile app, or web page, or a kind of a report, or a kind of a dashboard that's supposed to be developed. That is, IT capabilities. But we should be, as a business analyst, we should be able to act between this business processes, like the way which I'm showing, that is the business, the way the business, we are understanding. So then we should be able to write the scope. This is again, who writes the scope? Typically project manager, but as a business analyst, we can help them. Okay. In some context, in some situations. Okay. Come back. And okay. Analytical thinking. This is what something, I have already covered this. They have highlighted analytical thinking. What is analytical thinking? That's what elicitation and analysis and problem solving is very, very important. How do I know this is a problem? And what is the context, like, who involved in it? Okay, what is the end-to-end scenario? Like, who are the entities involved, right? The way I did it just now, I showcased this the same way. This is what I'm analyzing. I'm you know putting it into a common, like, well understood, and the same is shared with the client. Is very happy, hey man, you made it this because of this experience, and as well as, I have the skill to do this. The same, you can trust me, you can get the same skill to you. Okay. Let's come to this. Analytical thinking, problem solving, and communication is very important. Ability to communicate and collaborate, this is very important. How do we communicate? This is the communication tools without knowing us, like, when you think like visual thinking, right? I'm talking about visualize whatever the thought process which we are going, like, systematically, that we should be able to put in a diagrammatic way, like this: a plus b whole square, like a square plus b square plus 2ab. If I write like this, a 10 years kid understand, like maybe a 5 years kid understands, hey, this is the way, like, I should be, this will register. And this is the best communication, right? So always, we cannot, difficult to do with words, we can do with the diagrams, right? So that's what visual thinking. That's where this guy is talking about, like, communicate complex information clearly. Analytical thinking and communication. Okay, we are going to help you there, actually introduce the skills, the techniques, tools, and the methods that is required, like root cause analysis, like, SWOT analysis. Okay, those are the things we bring it here. Like, when we need to use those tools and skills, also very, very important. Like, we cannot randomly use the tools for sake of using the tools or techniques or skills. No, we don't. We should be able to bring the right tool at the right time, right? That's what. And this is what something I copied: technical business analyst job description. This is common, like experienced technical business analyst, or maybe a junior level, or a, mid level, or a senior level. Those roles involves in the bridging the gap. See, end of the day, this like aligning the bridging the gap between IT and business. This is what again I wanted to highlight. Okay. And this profile is analyzing modeling. What is modeling? That's what again interesting point which is talking about. Modeling is nothing but like whatever the information we have, we should be able to convey that in a documenting form. What is documentation? Documentation is nothing but maybe we can document in a text format, we can document in a diagrammatic format, we can, you know, in the form of a table also. Okay, these are the three common formats we are today available, like whether you can do it in a text, everybody write the text, it's not something more, but you, if you add bulleted points, if you write it, structured way, 1.1, 1.2.1, 1.2.23, something like that, that is concise, yes, that is also a modeling. And if I put the information in a table, very clear table, and that is also a modeling, it's a documenting process. But the documenting process, maybe the format can be different, it's a text format or a table format or a diagrammatic format. But as a BA, 80%, 80 to 90% we use visual. Visual means diagrammatic way. This is what I was showing that, right? So this is the way we always pick the format, diagrammatic format, with which our communication and collaboration is more effective and efficient, right? That is what they're expecting. Business modeling, business processes, that's what I'm showing here. Okay, the processes, here it is, the processes, how you can document them in a diagrammatic way. But there are standards. Okay, we cannot do the diagrams, hey, I know this shape and this symbol, I know with which I can do. And no, there are some rules. Okay, some rules, notations, and some principles we need to follow. uh, Maybe arrow, even a small arrow makes a lot of difference. Arrow or a connection or association. Association doesn't contain arrowhead, but flow, arrow contains arrowhead. That is small difference makes a lot of meaning. It changed the meaning. That's where modeling business process is conducting. Yeah, some companies, maybe it's a product based companies, they ask this market and forecasting and all, and develop, they're saying something develop, but there is an engineering team, they don't expect that technical, but we recommend that, hey, this is what the SQL and this is what something, API spec and all, we can talk, okay, in a semi technical terms, but we are not engineers to deliver the implementation. Okay, uh, to business problems, key role in enriching the IT products and services. Okay, also they are talking about analyzing data. Okay, what does it mean analyzing the data? Same way, how we can analyze the functionality. Okay, how we can analyze the functionality. The same way we can analyze the data. Data in terms of maybe it's an objective in nature, okay, in a structured in nature, maybe sometimes it is an unstructured also, maybe sometimes it's a semi structured, maybe we can detail that in the next sessions for sure. But this is what the data they're expecting, data and the technical side, and to whom he is going to reports to, that's what they are saying, typically reports to a manager, IT manager, head of business analysis, or sometimes, not sometimes, project managers. Okay, project managers. And the technical business analysis responsibilities is, yeah, you should be able to license or a bridge, act as a bridge between the business and the technical personnel, ensure the mutual understanding. This is, we are kept saying that, right, as a business analyst. um, and develop and monitor data quality metrics, sometimes like using reports, that's what Power BI we are introducing as a, one of the component in our uh, business analysis, the core curriculum. And ensure effective communication, this is the underlying competency. Communication and collaboration is a very very, you know because you are the bridge, you are the liaison, between the business and the IT, because that's the alignment. Okay, it should be successful end of the day. So that, because we should be able to make trust among the stakeholders, and we should be able to influence, sometimes we should be able to negotiate based on their power and influence. Okay, these are the few things which we should be able to learn in this course. And Develop and implement technology solutions. This is what something maybe develop means. I don't know the meaning of it, but as a technical business analyst, maybe we can use tools to develop the solutions, but don't think that we are going to learn the C sharp, PHP or some Java, and with which we are going to develop solutions. Don't expect. That's what we kept, few low code and no code tools, like, few automation tools and few application development tools. Okay. Maybe in between we can use these type of tools also, maybe Canva code or something, Grok. These are the AI tools with which maybe we can develop small productivity tools. Okay, not something in enterprise level tools. Okay, just come back to the explanation of this, detailed explanation of this, what the role and responsibilities of a business analyst, right? Work with stakeholders. Yes, end of the day, the work with stakeholders to identify the opportunities or ideas or inputs or problems for leveraging company data to drive the business solutions. Yeah, end of the day. Yep, this is analyzing data again, company database drive open. The same thing which they are iterating again and again. Maybe if you look any job description of technical BA, this is what they talk. Two things. One is you should be able to be like a functional as well as the data, because um, I share my experience. In 8 to 10 years back, we used to teach BA. I used to teach, I used to coach BA, even one on one also sometimes. The BA, when we talk BA in IT, software development, it's purely functional. When we say functional means, if you are able to understand the requirements from the customer or a PO and explain them in a project management tool like Jira or Confluence, document in Confluence. That's it. Okay. Write the acceptance credit. That's it. You don't need to do anything. But today, slowly the industry is, every business today is a data driven, because data is the fuel for a lot of AI use cases, machine learning, data science use cases. Because every company is today is looking to use their data sets, data asset. Okay, that's what BA slowly evolved into the data analysis, little bit data analysis, data analytics. Okay, that part. That's what we are adding, that data also, and calling as a tech BA. Okay, and there is a demand also for tech BAs. Okay, I come to the point like more, yeah, experience as a technical business analyst, the required skills and data analysis and reporting. This is what I was talking about, data analysis, because it is an evolved role, right? Reporting in terms of dashboards or whatever it is. And this is communication skills, formal or informal, whatever it is, the communication skills are very underlying. And knowing the SQL, yes, that is a part of our training. And maybe you should know the formats or notations like JSON and XML. What is XML and JSON? What is JavaScript, ETL, and maybe APIs I'm adding now, because that is also we have added, right? And databases. Okay. And maybe sometimes they add knowledge of statistics, but this is nice to have. I don't see, if I see 10 job descriptions of tech BA, but this is very rare. Okay. Now this is no need to bother about stat, math, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And strong analytical skills. Yes, that's what I told you, that problem solving, decision making, and elicitation, analysis. Okay. These skills are required to collect the data, to collect the requirements and everything, right? And yes, there is a minimum degree, whatever it is, whether it is a computer science or management degree, but it's a BA. It could be, yes, it's a gateway, right? End of the day, something which bachelor's degree or something. Okay, now this is what something which I'm walking through a real-time job description. Okay, um, based on which only we made this structure, like as a within the project, how as a business analyst make use of AI and leveraging my cognitive abilities like visual thinking, system thinking, and design thinking, how I can conduct, how I can understand the problems or goals and objectives of the project or the business, and how do I write the requirements or I understand the requirements, and how I can analyze the data objects, data analysis, okay, using SQL, maybe using APIs, maybe using some Power BI business intelligence tools, okay, and therefore you need some techniques or methods and tools like elicitation and analysis techniques, and maybe you could be one of the domain, maybe the domain is retail chain or banking or financial or insurance or healthcare. It could be anything, but we can walk you, maybe this is what something we are in again consulting also. We get the requirements, to build like the example which I'm showing that, right? This is the day before yesterday this discussions happened, and I shared with this with client, and they are happy. And maybe the next thing is the doing the scope, and maybe we should be able to design at a high level like infrastructure, like in a high level design document. Therefore if start, then the requirements writing, the user stories we should be able to write. Okay, therefore we are going to expose to this kind of maybe a live or real project developments. Okay, also going to give you tools maybe in low code and no code tools today, where even a BA can go and understand what is a SQL table, okay, what is the table structures and column structures, and what is the data types. Yeah, there is a dedicated chapter or a topic for that. And what is an API, an interface? What is the purpose of an API, and how it's going to be used? We are going to as a dedicated topic, and a kind of subject is there. And the BI side, like more of like how to clean the data, like, and how to generate reports or dashboards based on some real-time use cases. Okay, this
So
is
DP, can you show us, give us a glimpse about the N8N or Postman or something like that? Just the tool glimpse,
okay.
the low code, yeah,
Yes,
how it looks like.
how it looks like. H. Okay, N. A, okay, N8N is okay, workflow automation, right? So today is automation world, right? So connecting AI, right? So today AI is connecting, okay, with this, and maybe this is I'm going to show you something which is very uh, yes, we should be able to have something a subscription here. We should be able to log in as a subscription. Maybe today don't get this today, okay, because it is 1 month validity. Therefore why this is going to be used, what is the purpose of N8N is an automation no code low code tool, where let's say when we are talking about a flow, business flow, right? So when the customer orders, and it should be able to go to the payment gateway, and it should be able to ship, right? Maybe we need to automate some processes like notifications. Hey, once it is order is received, send a notification here. Hey, once it is email is received, something, notification here, and connect this WhatsApp, or maybe help predict something, what is supposed to order. Maybe if you want to use an LLM model, this N8N tool is going to be used. Okay, currently I'm not going into more details of it.
All good, sir.
And yeah, and there is a fx.dev. You can ask me, hey, uh, where do this comes from, right? So this is Lakshmi, this is ours, okay, our own tool. It's
Oh,
mostly
nice.
where, yeah, our own tool, because there is no need to pay anything. This is our passion we are developing for the last 2 years, okay, where um, the concept is very simple. You can take any HRM notification CRM software. These are software. CRM is a customer relationship management, and HRM is, like human resource management, Like this, we have a already developed softwares are there, piece of softwares, right? Okay, standard softwares. Once we can use this standard software, and as a BA, you can go and customize. Understand? Let's say you have employee management is there. Maybe there is a department, and you want to add little more functionality like department head, okay, or reporting manager. That is not there in the standard software. Now directly you can log in, right? And maybe, okay, we can log in here, and maybe depends on your credentials and the role which we have given to you. Okay, maybe you're a BA, tech BA, maybe you can log in and go there, and you can make the changes, like you can add those two attributes like HOD and that reporting manager also there. Okay, by the time you should be able to learn what is API, because uh, any like me any software that develops in the entire planet Earth, right? So IT, when we are talking about information technology, what will be there? Masters, transactions, reports. Yes or no? Masters are nothing but lookup tables like department, right? And transactions are, day to day, whatever the action that perform on a daily basis, right? So there are transactions based on which the data will be collected, and the reports will be generated based on the data collected by the transactions, right? Typical, okay, the operations. So I'll connect this way. There is a front end, right? There is a front end. Maybe there the order will be placed, and then API is going to take that order. API is something, it's a backend, which is a technology, technical API. Maybe you're talking about a postman, right? Yes, postman. Okay, this is where we can test the APIs. API is nothing but application programming interface. Okay, we can show you that how it works internally, and with which it can make a request to the database, where it is going to do standard operations like create order, or maybe retrieve orders, or update orders maybe, and delete order. CRUD operations, typically in any database management, any data management, CRUD operations we typically call it as, like. So this APIs will do this CRUD operations, and that's where we are retrieving the data, we are saving the data, we are updating the data, we are deleting the data, right? Even it is a mobile app or a web application. Yes, this is, if you observe, this is a common pattern that we see in any, but businesses are different, right? So let's say invoice management, only that application will deal with only invoices, maybe customer invoice or vendor invoice. Okay, ordering app, that receives order, that takes orders or create orders, and process orders and deliver orders. That's what order. But internally, this is common. There is a database. The database will have a tables where the data will be store data, right?
Yep.
And the data will be accessed through APIs, application programming interfaces, and that programming interfaces will be connected back to this front ends. Let's say if you ask me, Lakshmi, hey DP, can you connect this order? If you save, if the user clicks this submit order, right? Does it save into the database? Now, if I click, it doesn't happen anything, right? It is a dummy. Now, I can make it functional in few minutes or an hours. How? Because I know how to create an API, because I know how to create a table, right? Okay. Yes. Because earlier there is a training on the .NET or Java, PHP or something. But today, nowadays, we have a tools like this, either FX, or maybe you can go to Zoho Creator. Okay. And something, many tools. Today it's, people are calling it vibe coding, right? Maybe how many of you know vibe coding? Vibe coding means like vibe coding tools. There is a lot of tools Even Amazon is also coming into there, I guess. Like, AI code, no nonsense. Everything is right? Vibe coding is an AI driven software development and testing. Udemy, there is a course, right? You no need to know any technical skills like programming skills. I'm talking about technical skills means don't misunderstand. It's a programming skills. Okay, to solve the coding problems. We are not going to solve any coding problems. Straight away, a business analyst can solve a business problem with the help of this AI driven software development tools. This is a tool similar to that. Okay, this is one of the tool with which maybe we can develop like API, SQL with the help of AI. Understand? With the help of AI. Internally, there is a blah 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 LLM models blah 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 AI technology. But as a BA, just you give the specification. Specification means requirement. Okay,
Hmm.
functional requirement. And maybe if you want to create a table, if you ask that, like, hey, I wanted to create a customers table with these fields. Field one, like, ID and first name, last name, and date of join and status and something, and it will generate the SQL query. Understand? And if you want to generate an API, there are tools like open
Yeah.
API table, like, a table is there. A table is one of the, like, it directly connects your data table. So these connections, maybe you no need programming skills, but with the help of this low code and no code tools, we can automate the workflows and build small applications. Okay, maybe in if you get into an industry and a big company, maybe they can follow the like programming and still the old way. But today, as a business analyst in the training, you can understand end to end. Hey, where it starts, I need to be able to have this analytical thinking. I need to have this thinking approaches like visualizing something using a UML diagrams, right? Data flow diagrams, modeling. That's what they use. Modeling. Do you know modeling techniques? Yes. Okay. What are the tools I can use? Again, draw.io. Okay. Draw.io. It is a very everybody access. This is what the tool I've used here. This is the tool. Okay. How I documented here just now. This is what I use the draw.io. Here it is app.diagrams. This is draw.io. It is asking, hey, where do you want to create your new diagram, right? Yeah, I wanted to create my new diagram in like what diagram you wanted to create. Like, I wanted to create something here. This is the swim lane diagram I created. The same diagram is here. The swim lane diagram. So I can make use of these free tools. Some of them are paid tools, okay? But we are not talking about those tools. Okay, these tools we can use and apply our skills. How to model? You can use this, okay? Visio. There is a Visio also, Microsoft Visio, but it's a licensing tool. Lucid charts. There are tools which we can detail, more detail, okay, because of the keeping the time in mind. I'm not going into the third level or fourth level, okay. But that is definitely will cover all those tools. And one more important tool is the like Jira. Jira is one of the tool
Yeah. I
where,
can show. Okay. I can show.
yes,
Can I share my
okay.
screen?
The,
Yeah.
yeah, let me complete this.
You
Maybe
can
this
conclude
is
this one, and I will
what
take over.
the,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, this is what something the whole design we thought of. Lot of thought process went into this with Lakshmi and me, and back and forth, like based on the market trends. Okay, the market trend says that, hey, a lot of a demand for this data side, because it's we should be able to learn technology along with functional and technology in data side. What is the data looks like. Okay, what is the attributes, elements, how do I model the doc data, what is the normalization, what is NF1, NF2. Maybe we don't go into detail of it, but at least we should aware of that. what is the structure of a data, what is the table structures, what is the column structures, how they relate each other, and what is SQL, how I can use that standard query language where I can get the data back and forth. I can manage the data, and how I can make use of APIs where I can retrieve the data like post, get, patch, delete, put. These are the five, typical, operations will be there. Maybe it sounds very, maybe if some of or technical they can understand. Maybe if it is a new to the technology, okay, it sounds uh, Latin, but definitely we are going to give the conceptual understanding and the theoretical understanding. Then we should be able to see in functional, because today is AI is there, and with which we can write their solutions also will be developed, at least basic use cases, basic small, like ordering process, like invoice management, like customer relationship management, like basic notification management. Okay, these things can be solved without much coding effort. Okay, right. So that's it from my side, Lakshmi.
Thanks a lot, HP. So when you're asking about Jira, so I thought maybe I can share the screen and I can show. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. So TP, you were talking about the API. I thought maybe this interesting video, because APIs are very, very important for all the business analysts. They need to understand the concept of API. This small video, let us just spend only 2 minutes to 3 minutes to understand this API.
Connectivity is an amazing thing. By now, we're all used to the instant connectivity that puts the world at our fingertips. From desktops or devices, we can purchase, post, pin, and pick anything, anywhere. We are connected to the world and each other like never before. But how does it happen? How does data get from here to there? How do different devices and applications connect with each other to allow us to place an order, make a reservation, or book a flight with just a few taps or clicks? The unsung hero of our connected world is the Application Programming Interface, or API. It's the engine under the hood and is behind the scenes that we take for granted, but it's what makes possible all the interactivity we've come to expect and rely upon. But exactly what is an API? It's a question everyone asks. Okay, not really, but we're glad you did. The textbook definition goes something like this. In computer programming, an application programming interface, API, is a set of routines, protocols, and tools for building software applications. An API expresses a software component in terms of its operations, inputs, outputs, and underlying types. Okay, to speak plainly, an API is the messenger that takes requests and tells a system what you want to do, and then returns the response back to you. To give you a familiar example, think of an API as a waiter in a restaurant. Imagine you're sitting at the
This is a very good example that you can easily remember.
table with a menu of choices to order from, and the kitchen is the part of the system which will prepare your order. What's missing is the critical link to communicate your order to the kitchen and deliver your food back to your table. That's where the waiter, or API, comes in. The waiter is the messenger that takes your request or order and tells the system, in this case the kitchen, what to do, and then delivers the response back to you, in this case, food. Now that we've whetted your appetite, let's apply this to a real API example. You are probably familiar with the process of searching for airline flights online. Just like at a restaurant, you have a menu of options to choose from, a drop-down menu in this case. You choose a departure city and date, a return city and date, cabin class, and other variables. In order to book your flight, you interact with the airline's website to access the airline's database to see if any seats are available on those dates and what the cost might be based on certain variables. But what if you're not using the airline's website, which has direct access to the information? What if you are using an online travel service that aggregates information from many different airlines? The travel service interacts with the airline's API. The API is the interface that, like your helpful waiter, can be asked by that online travel service to get information from the airline system over the internet to book seats, choose meal preferences, or baggage options. It also then takes the airline's response to your request and delivers it right back to the online travel service, which then shows it to you. So now you can see that it's APIs that make it possible for us all to use travel sites. The same goes for all interactions between applications, data, and
Got it, Tim. That's what our TP has told. API is very, very important. So let's say, for example, I'm on Amazon order and then I want to order. Oh, this is my laptop. Lakshmi is sitting here, and I want to order a smartwatch. Yeah, I click on the page, and it gives me all the information, and I want to see the detailed specification, and I click on the button view more information. So all the data is storing here in the data store. All the data is the storing. So whatever I am seeing here is going to be the front end. We call it as user interface. So whatever we are not seeing, like what is happening in the kitchen, we don't see. That's what is a back end. Yeah. And here the company, they need the back end developers. So who can, because the information is here and the customer is asking for a smartwatch. The business requirement specification says if the customer selects an order, click on view more information, display the information related to that particular order. So the development team, what they have to do, they have to build an API. What the API has to do, API has to select what the customer has clicked, process that information, and display the response. So it is request and response. I like the watch and I gave my credit card number, CVV, blah, blah, blah. So now what's the role job of the developers? They have to validate the credit card and everything with my National Australia Bank here and display the response. Request response. So what we understood, so your role as a business analyst is going to be a bridge between the business and IT, the business and IT. So here is the business people are there, so the business people are there. Who are the business people? Taking care, because I'm running a business here in Australia. So I want to ensure that my business is meeting the like market demands, customer needs, and we are following the legal requirements, security requirements. We have a lot of requirements. So to manage, I hired all these people. Now I need one person or few people who can interact with the business requirements based on the organization priorities, based on the roadmaps. We create the requirements and we communicate the same requirements to the development team. So the development team, they're going to pick up the requirements and they complete. So typically we will be using more tools, but in our class that is starting from next weekend, we will be using a tool. For example, when the requirements gathering nowadays in IT, we are talking about Agile. So the requirements are represented in the form of epics and user stories. A requirements represented from the user perspective, right? So you're going to write the epics, you're going to understand how to write the user stories, and we see how the execution of the actual project happens. And then we are going to see various reports as well. And we will also use another tool called Confluence. We will be, yeah, but we will see how to document the business requirements. DP will be helping us very much in detail. All of you will be given access to these tools, so you don't need to buy. We will be sharing you the links. And each and every live class also will be recorded. Maybe I have to go to the drive and just see TechBA, the recent one. Just 1 minute, yeah. So TechBA, this is the folder, and you can see the weekend sessions. So these are the things. So each and every class will be recorded. So you can see the BA competencies, requirement engineering, and everything. And we have the live class recording, which DP has drive this one. Look, this is the flow charts, UML. So you have the class notes and the recording. So you will be having help with the CV preparation, interview guidance, whatnot. And I also have a Telegram group. More than 5,900 people are there. We share a lot of job opportunities and yeah, a lot of this. I'm running this group for last many years, like at least 3 to 4 years. So if you guys want to join this group, we don't post any nonsense here at all. What do you mean by nonsense? No nonsense post, which is not making sense, is a nonsense, right? So we will be sharing all the job opportunities, free webinars. So you're most welcome to join if you're interested. Okay, click on this link. And one of you asked related how the course content is looking like. So here is I already shared this PDF document with you guys. Oops, just it's a little bit up. And here is DP picture. We have seen him in the live as well. and he's very good with the data management, AI, ML. He's technically sound. He's an senior architect in one of the big fours. So it is beginner friendly course. Even if you don't have any IT background, definitely you can take this training and target for junior tech BA kind of a roles. If you are already in IT and if you can add some kind of experience, mid level, senior level BA, definitely you can go for it. So every weekend you will be having classes like this time. So you will be having Saturday 3 hours, Sunday 3 hours. This is the schedule. So week one, cognitive abilities, agile, blah, 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 and what are the tools, module, module 3, module 4, generative project. So these modules will be covered as part of week one. Look at this detailed course content. And week two, so there's a visual thinking, system thinking. Week three, analysis. What are the different kind of tools we are going to use? Tools. Each and every activity, we have the practical hands-on activity, functional requirements, solution development. So you are going to understand the tools, Workbench, Postman, AI tools, FX, okay, delivery, capstone project, whatnot. So in case if any of you are interested to register for this training program, we are targeting to start from next Saturday. So this is the flyer. I already sent you the flyer. And you don't worry about the payment. Payment, you can make it in 2 or 3 installment. No worries at all. We want to deliver this high quality training. All my trainers are highly experienced, about 20 years of experience in IT. So me and DP, we are having similar, close to 24 to 25 years of experience in IT. Okay, so you can reach me and I'm sending you my WhatsApp number. I think all of you have the number. I'm going to send, oh, where is this screen share? Sorry, team. I think I missed something. Oh, yeah. So I'm just +6141251636 is my WhatsApp number. You can click on my number. Okay, and some people who are very new think that, okay, uh, are we trustable or not? You don't need to ask anyone, just open Google and whatever the number I just mentioned, right? That +6141251636 just ask Google about my phone number and it gives good number of pages. You can go there and you can just see. Okay, I don't want to talk about myself, but you can check. All right, and we will be having a dedicated group as well. I'm going to create a WhatsApp group here. This is the thing. If you see, for example, if I just type USA, these are all the students from USA whom we trained so far. And if I just type Africa, so these are all the students whom we trained from Africa and similarly from India. So look at that. So people across the globe, they are reaching us because of the quality and continuous support, quality training and continuous support we do. Okay, team. And if I just type February 25, so we see DevOps, Azure Data Engineering, Cybersecurity, Tech Business Analyst. So we do all these trainings very regularly, my dear students. Good. Now, what we do is we open the floor for questions. I'm unmuting all of you. You are most welcome to raise your hand, ask your questions. We are happy, me and DP, we are happy to answer your questions and then we can close the call. Whoever have any questions, please raise your hand. You are most welcome to unmute and ask. Very good opportunity to ask. You have huge demand for the business analyst, technical business analyst. You can go to your location, just type, let's say for example, business analyst, and then just type your location here, Australia or India or United States. Just type your location here and go through the job descriptions. And it is going to closely sync what DP has told us. Very, very closely sync. And if you want to be more specific, you can also just type tech business analyst. So you see, analyze the requirements, communicate it effectively, act as a bridge between the functional. It's the same. Almost all the job descriptions, they echo the same skills, which we are going to teach. Anyone, any questions? So Geeta is asking, I am Oracle financial consultant. Is it a good idea to move as functional BA? Uh, DB, would you like to take it this, please? Because she's from India, you are on the ground, I'm here, so you know the market pulse more.
Okay. Just maybe, yeah, what is the experience? We need to take few inputs, right?
Mm.
Because let's answer in a general, maybe.
Just answer in a
Um,
general way. Let's not go into
yeah,
the
because
personal things, because we are on the recording, right? Yeah, we can, yeah. Just answer in a
because it
general, yeah.
is on recording. In general, yes, um, because it's more of AI driven today. It's a lot of change is happening in terms of technology because the way we solve the problems earlier, that is not the way it won't work. Okay, this is smart now, right? So maybe they are legacy. That's what I understand. Maybe I can classify that Oracle object, Oracle side. Maybe it is an ERP. Okay. It's she mentioned that it's a functional side, right? Not any technical
BA, yeah,
implementations.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, definitely it is going to match because it's a functional, right? End of the day.
Mm,
And not just only specific to the Oracle. Maybe we can get out of that. Maybe today is more towards automation side and integration with AI agents, right? So that is what
yeah,
the trend is going on, like
yeah,
in the
yeah,
terms of
yeah.
automation.
Here you see
Um,
AI technology business analyst as we are speaking.
yeah,
The
yeah,
job got
because
posted.
this
Hmm.
is changing. We see that is what something, whether
Agentic
we are a
networks.
dinosaur or something. Let's why dinosaurs extinct, right? So
Hmm, hmm.
because adaptability, because
Yeah,
I read the books, like it says the adaptability. Because I also maybe I'm adapting. Um, I don't believe that we should be. I'm reading AI ML for the last 5 to 6 years, like data mining we started. Okay, stat math. Okay, so this is we should be able to adapt what is trend. It's already going on. Definitely I recommend that. Look, that helps also, like you can bring the functional the background that you have, right? Like maybe I don't know what is the specific area that you are expertise in. Maybe Oracle means it's a big thing, right? It's kind of a
yeah,
suit, all right? There actually like order to cash. There is a huge modules maybe, and finances and accounting. There is different modules, right? What area you are specific, I'm not sure that, but definitely we can get out in the legacy, whatever that I call it as legacy. SAP is a legacy, right? And those are the legacy, and we should get out of it. And how to integrate, maybe today is an integrations, all are integrations with automation and ETL, extract, transform, load, right? So the pipelines which we are talking. Again, there is a data lake houses, data houses. That is what a lot of opportunities. Okay, and definitely yes, we should be able to learn these skills like in terms of data. Today,
yeah,
everybody is talking about data, just not only a functional, okay, data, how it should look like, maybe structured, unstructured, semi-structured, and how it is normalized and structured, and how it is connected, what is the source of that data, what is the volumes of data, what is the format of that data. This knowledge is very, very important. Definitely, I will recommend. This is helpful for sure.
yeah,
And
sure.
one important leverage that you can have is that the existing functional background, because you know how to interact with the stakeholders, right? And understanding the requirements and how to communicate and give the walkthroughs. Maybe that is an added advantage. That is edge,
Yep,
definitely.
sure. Thank you very much. So Mohand is asking, I have been working in the compliance of financial crime operations for over 13 years. Since my background is more into the operations, how this course can help me to transition into Tech BA?
Should I,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
is that
yeah.
like?
Please. Yeah, yeah,
What is that? Can just, is from, it is non-IT, right? It's not
R-
even,
yeah.
it,
Compliance. I think risk and compliance. I think. Yeah, compliance
is
and
there any
financial crime
specific
operations.
industry? Yeah, crime operations. That is what something, it's a completely non-IT. So there are two things which we typically see, right, when we are classifying the problem, which is industry switch and the career change, right? Industry change or a career change. There are two things. Industry to industry change mean industry, because the previous question was like, I'm in the same industry, maybe she knows
Correct.
the IT, right? So Oracle,
Correct.
and I wanted to switch the career, right? So now is the industry, maybe I don't know the it is an IT industry or a non-IT industry.
Hmm.
Yes, there is an industry definitely complex today. Maybe have you heard of data governance? Data governance is all about that, right? So what you are doing, maybe, I don't use the word called crime or whatever it is, but maybe forensic, right? Today it's a
Hmm.
GDPR, like, the theft of data, theft and breach. That is what one of the very cybersecurity domains, right? But definitely IT is also developing applications and aligning with that regulatory uh, you know related stuff and tools that they are developing. Okay, but the domain is going to add value, definitely.
Oh
Mm,
yes.
yes, because it's the assignments that, yes, definitely it helps. If you ask me, hey, does it help? Yes, definitely help, but I'll ask, have you finish the assignments, the concepts, right? So what happens, most of the students are my experience, I'll tell you that, yes, I'm aspirant. Okay, my aspiration is this. I wanted to get into the IT and, maybe a functional role. Initially, maybe I can later, transform myself into a interested to technology or a management side, right? But end of the course, hey, have you done your assignment? Have you completed this? Have you done that?
Yeah.
That's what missing. That is
Oh,
very important. It is a win-win for a trainer, training institute and the aspirant. Maybe I don't call it a student or whatever it is,
yeah.
but this is a win-win, right? Because
Yeah.
you're coming from a different industry, I assume that, okay? But if
Yeah.
the same industry, yes, definitely it works for sure. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. And
right.
Mandy, if you see, I assume that you're from India. I'm just opening on the screen share. I'm opening a job description, business analyst, AML, anti-money laundering. So same thing, right? What our DP was saying, perform the data analysis, develop the epics and user stories for the stakeholders. This is what they're asking for. Coordinate with the multiple teams, anti-money laundering rules. You already have the domain knowledge, so you can leverage this domain knowledge. I have an understanding about how you are going to capture the requirements, business requirements, technical requirements, and perform the data analysis and write the epic stories for the team, create the functional requirements, non-functional requirements, and that's all. Yeah. So we are going to cover end to end in our training program. So
Yeah,
it's a job
Lakshmi, I
oriented.
want to
Yes.
add something like,
Yeah.
what is the common and normal, right? So typically, if you understand the pattern,
Hmm.
any research business analyst, have you heard of this research analyst, right? In stock markets,
Hmm.
there is an analyst actually, stock market research analyst, right? There is
Right.
a research analyst. When we say an analyst, right? Whatever the descriptions which we are reading, they are common, almost 60% they are common, or
Correct.
60-70%, because you should be able to interact with the stakeholders, you have a good relationships and build the trust, and create your creativity thinking, like, and the alternative thinking. Maybe if somebody is stubborn and not dealing with you, not connecting with you, not reach, if you're trying to reach him, that he is going away or he is redirecting to some other document or a source, then how do you handle it? So most of the soft skills related, right? So, and the cognitive abilities that we deploy. Cognitive abilities means I need not be a genius, but I should know to whom I should be able to pull in, right? And how I can facilitate the meeting. Yes, it is a one-on-one or a group meeting, or I should be able to escalate or don't escalate. This is the sense we should be able to have. So whatever the job description you see, 60 to 70% will be the same, the
Right.
communication collaboration, okay? But the 30% will be your specific segment. The maybe if you are a retail segment or something a healthcare or that is what specific. But rest
Yeah.
other is that it's the same.
Right.
That's where the tools, the skills, techniques, methodologies will help them to be effective and efficient in the role. That's very easy. Yeah.
Correct. Thank you. So Balaji is asking, as a tech BA, how we will communicate with the developer, how we convey the requirements to the developer, in the form of epics and user stories. And TP, you want to add more?
Yeah. Balaji, yeah. How do I communicate as a tech BA, right? That the adverb is there. That's what
Right.
we should be able to careful.
Yeah.
Adverb is tech, right? Whether if what if that I remove the tech, typical BA, the functional BA, right? Let's say, what happens? Let's say I always interact with the PO or a client. I use the word called PO or a client, right? The one that is the source of my requirements. Okay, let me share that screen something maybe. Okay, uh, I thought of to give a puzzle to them, but this is time.
I think we are running out of time.
Time.
We can engage them.
Yeah, maybe
Uh,
I'll connect these dots. Okay.
yeah.
uh, this is the PO or a client, right? Typically, and this is something where I can connect the dots. This is your stakeholders, right? They provide the requirements. Yes, Balaji. These are the requirements. These requirements may be valuable or don't not valuable, or maybe good or bad, big or small, or it's a cost or a technically feasible. We don't know, but they are going to share, right? So here, this is what something we are going to be like a PO or a BA is going to be here. They filter it in case they are not right, like they are not important, urgent or something. They will put it into the trash can. Maybe that is nice to have. That is a time management, right? Nice to have. In case if they want, then they will put it here. The sizing, we typically call it as maybe refined requirements will be here. Maybe the one requirement may be big and small or whatever it is, the pipeline will be here. Here, the this is what your question is all about, right? So from here to business analyst. Okay, the business analyst, or maybe I'll connect here. Who are these people? These are our developers. That's what your question is all about, right? The development team may be a 5 people team or a 10 people team. Maybe today in agile it's a maximum is 15 or 12 or 10 people, right? This is the team, their capacity, based on their capacity. That's where as a BA you're be here, understand these requirements, because you are the one you are grooming maybe these requirements, and we should be able to give a walkthrough before starting the development to this team. Okay, understand? Walkthrough in the form of a walkthrough, how the scrum works or agile works. That is a detailed explanation that 4 weeks, 3 weeks. And when we are going to, you know, understand this backlog, typically I call it as backlog. Backlog is the one where actually the PO or a client or a stakeholders are going to give the requirements and we'll put it here. But what you're going to take, the BA and the PO together, they decide the prioritization, what is important and urgent to the business and add value to the application. Okay, accordingly they will take and give it to these people. How do, as a technical BA, how do I communicate the requirements? Maybe if the context, the development is maybe using Java, .NET or something, programming skills. Though you are a technical BA, you know APIs, you know SQL, you know table and everything, but your organization is set up a team dedicated to develop that engineering. There is a dedicated engineering team. We should be able to give a walkthrough. Whatever the backlog items are groomed means something which is refined, which is accepted and added business value to the application. Therefore, the development team is going to develop that, and they are going to create the outputs, and we are going to showcase the software outcome, small feature, whatever the developed feature we are going to showcase. Okay, and if they see the demo, and may they want some change, again the same cycle here. You are a BA, whether it is a tech BA or non-tech BA or functional BA. Here it is the pipeline where what is important, not important, what is urgent, the prioritization, what to nice to have, what is must have, what is should have. All these will be decided before going to the capacity. The capacity means the engineering team may be a 15 or a 10. They cannot take 100 requirements they are going to give that, right? Only we should be able to filter. That's what we call it as refinement. This is a crude oil coming here. So we should be able to extract kerosene, gasoline, everything. And what is important, that only we need to give it. And they will develop the application features. This is the application features like an output. That output is going to showcase to the, again, the end user like a PO. Okay, this is a PO company, as Lakshmi said, and they can add more requirements, or they want to change requirements, or they want change means like they want to change the background color, they want to change the font size, or they want to change the menu colors or something like that. Hey, I don't want to add, right? I want something kind of save. Or maybe if you click here, it is saying that total is adding like this, like. Uh, this is what something requirements we should be able to give a walkthrough to the development team. Here you are as a part of technical team, that is ABC tech company, maybe XYZ tech company. This is non-tech company where your client is. Okay, and the communication and collaboration is the key in the overall development. Okay, this is underlying. Yes, Balaji.
Very good summary and good picture as well. It's visual and it's, yeah, you made it
And
simple.
you can type that agile in nutshell. If anybody can access this, agile in nutshell, you can easily understand. Maybe I don't know whether I'm a CPO, a certified product owner. There they shared this kind of a knowledge. That's what I'm sharing with you all, you guys, right? Okay.
I think that
Yeah.
is product ownership in nutshell, a nutshell. I will,
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe, but I'm
yes,
keeping it here our business, tech BA,
right,
because he
correct,
is the
excellent.
having the brain, right? End of the
Yep,
day, left and right on the
right,
technical brain and the functional brain.
right,
That's what.
right. Cool. Thank you. All right. In the interest of time, let's move on. So Karthik is asking, I'm a Scrum Master. How this course is helping me go further? Karthik, the roles are evolving, roles are changing. So the companies are expecting more skills from a particular person. So they want the Scrum Master not to be a traditional Scrum Master anymore. They want the Scrum Master to act as a PO, or they want the Scrum Master to act as a BA. A combination of BA skills along with the Scrum Master, hot in the market. Trust me. I'm not telling just because we are doing the training. You can also do your own research, a combo, because you will be capable of handling more of the BA roles and also the Scrum Master slash project manager. A lot of hybrid roles are there on the LinkedIn. You can check. Mohanty, yes, exactly the same what you showed on the LinkedIn. Oh yeah, thanks, Mohanty, yes, that you got connected. Any threat, AI will take the business analyst job. How do we become protected from losing the jobs? Okay, so this
I'll
is
answer
one
this.
question.
Okay.
Yeah, please. Yeah,
See, because I come from a technology background, for because AI is new, not new for me, because they used to taught data mining back in mid 90s, end of 90s, because that is what one of the academic subjects there. Okay, but today is a some the proven, because data is there, compute is increased. That is what we see that. So one thing I understand is the neurons, the way human neurons works and artificial neuron works, because I know how deep learning works, because I already hands on it. Deep deep learning is all about neural networks, right? So whatever the method you activated, that's the way it is works. Like it's a prediction model, it predicts. Okay, that's it. What is the next word? It predicts. But it doesn't have an emotion. It doesn't have a trust. Okay. Lot of things that a human has now, like this is what the trust is very, very important. Okay. The create alternative thinking, right? So it doesn't know. Most of the time, it is hallucination. The AI model still. I'll give you one example. If you ask a prompt now, AI, does it give the same result in the same prompt? No, unpredictable, right? Because of internal temperature settings, of blah 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 blah. But still, it is not predictable because it works based on the data available and the compute available. These are the two big constraints or resources available. That is NVIDIA and Oracle also recently talk about that investments in data centers, right? For giving the data. So, but yeah, it is there is no threat because one thing nurses BS. Okay, few roles are not going to be the robotic in not near future for sure, at least. Okay.
True. AI is already ruling the world, but you still good number of jobs are getting posted. You can directly check it on the
No,
LinkedIn.
it is required an interaction, sir. Like,
Correct. Exactly.
multiple stakeholders is people touch is required,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So, but rest other, you can replace the technical roles. Maybe you
Yeah.
can replace the testing roles for sure, but not the BA.
Yep.
Okay. But it maybe I'm not sure that what is the technology is quantum computing and neural net or something. Maybe I'm not sure that, but in near future, the it is a sometimes it is a myth also sometimes over
Mm,
evaluation of AI things, but it takes time.
yep. So
That's all.
Joyce is saying that I am loving this like the way I love the Scrum Master class. Wow. Thank you, Joyce, for the feedback. It's been quite difficult finding work in the USA due to visa. Okay. But I still want to take this course to try to find a commitment, wondering whether the visa issues of the other countries won't help much of the hurdle. Joyce, please message me on my WhatsApp. Let's talk a little bit personal stuff about your visa status, what kind of visa you have, your working rights, and other things. I don't want to discuss on the recording, Joyce. Okay. Please, maybe we can have a call after this, or you can call me your evening time as well. Mondi, is there any specific domain where you will be teaching at, or is it generic?
Yeah, typically it is more like because people come from different backgrounds, right? So, they don't have a specific background. Let's say uh, maybe this is what something we got a requirement. Let's say I'm sharing this, right? How do I categorize or classify this application which I'm building into? Let's say the food app delivery. Is it which domain? Is it retail? How do we say? That's what even domain is also changing its meaning, right? Because it's more of, let's say, yes, I agree that is it a healthcare or financial or banking or insurance? That's what maybe you are asking. But rather than specific to one domain, okay, we are what is the trend currently is going on, right? Maybe digital products, most of the digital products in retail space, it's working, okay, and maybe we can give few examples on us other domains. Definitely, we will go by the requirement as of now, like what is the trend and
Yep.
what is the requirement that we received in real time, that maybe based on which we can change the domain, like yeah, if I want to explore domain is a very broad thing, like I told you that where we can start and where we can end, right? That is in a systematic way we can use today LLMs and we can get a lot of domain knowledge, okay, whether it is a healthcare or I'll give you some sites also, one site which is purely domains. You can just register. You can learn
Yep.
any domain. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, TP. Muhammad is saying that thank you for the session. Since many organizations restrict access to the AI-related sites due to security concerns, yeah, we may not always be able to freely use every tool being taught. In this context, how you will be training will help us practically. Specifically, how can I
Yeah,
apply that learning? Yeah, TP, go ahead.
yeah. You see, Copilot is there. The example I give, that happened. Maybe that is talking from that sense, right? So no corporates allowed to upload your data into the LLMs. That is, yes, I agree. And in a straight governance and the policies and controls, yes, they are allowing within their organizations. Okay, let's take our organization that they're giving licenses, to use that in terms of code optimization and code refactoring things. Okay, and you maybe the question is that how we are going to train. Yes, we have free to use these tools right nowadays. Let's say if it is an 8nm, it is 1 month free subscription, that right? And where we will be exposed, how automation works, right? Maybe this FX is there, which is our complete own tool that we are going to give the free access, that right? Internally that uses the LLM and everything, that is what we are paying for that. Okay, we are already paying for the integration of OpenAI and Grok and Gemini. These are the three models which we are using internally, but it is not collecting any subscription from you, right? For training, yes, we are already paying underlying, but you don't know it. But because of training sake, we are going to give you the free subscription. Okay, and talking about Grok, okay, these are free tools you can access, and OpenAI we can access, okay, for training sake, and Copilots we can access if we wanted to do any technical coding, and we can access this kind of Canva code also, Claude, okay. There are many tools available today. They are open access for training sake. But within the organization, yes, as you mentioned, maybe there are privacy, data privacy and controls and governance. Yes, that is a stewardship. That is completely their steward the data that like PII information, right? Personal information and everything. That's why they are not allowing. That's where RAG systems, they are developing RAG, retrieval augmentation systems. They are building their own chatbots, with their own data, with their own vector databases. Okay, that's more of that we don't get into. Okay.
So, and Mohammed, on top of it, what TP said, you will be given access to the Jira and Confluence. So, in your organizations, most of them they use those tools to document the requirements, to track the requirements, especially in the agile ways. So if you understand that approach, how to make use of the tools could be different. Maybe you are learning a closed tools, and similar to this tool, you have another tool in your organization. So it won't take much of time to adjust to that particular tool. Remigius asking, do you have any training on Lloyd's London insurance market? Lloyd's London insurance market. No, no, we
No,
don't
no,
have any
no.
training on that one. No. Okay. So Adam, thank you so much for the guys. Please share the sites. Domains are my hardest hurdles. I would like to learn the banking and finance domains. Sure, sure, definitely will share. Any final questions? We touched 2 hours. Hope we didn't bore you guys. Hope all of you got a good value add for the time that you invested last 2 hours. Any feedback? Any questions in the upcoming course?
Hi, Lakshmi. I have a question.
Yes, Jane, go ahead, dear. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. I did the Scrum Master training with you, and currently I have upcoming BA interviews. I agree with you when you say IT is evolving, and you can leverage your Scrum with BA roles because
Correct.
they now go as a combo now.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I've done your training. I have a bit of knowledge of all of them. And now I have some interviews, BA interviews coming up. And I'm just going to be asking you if, without taking the full course, if I can have an interview prep that I can pay for. It can be like subsidized instead of the whole training.
Got you. Hmm.
Yes. That's what I want to
Okay,
ask.
okay.
I will.
Lakshmi is the right. Lakshmi is the one we can.
Right. Jen, I have to check with DP on his availability and see if there is an interview guidance. I will, you just please message me on my WhatsApp, Jen, and I will just talk to DP on that. We don't know how much time you need for the interview prep, so DP has to
Okay.
assess what knowledge you have. We know that
Mm-hmm.
from agile perspective, good. From the BA perspective, how much knowledge you gain. Otherwise, it will become a one-to-one detailed tech BA training.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, please message me. We'll talk on the alternatives. Sure. Angel, I joined late. I almost missed entire session. Oh, definite. Will I be able to attend again? Not, we are not doing any, I mean, like again, a free webinar, but at least for next 3, 4 weeks, no. Angel, we can share you the recording. Please message me on my WhatsApp. WhatsApp number is +6141251636 I live in Australia, so and Melbourne location. So you can just message me on my WhatsApp. Hey, I need the recording, and I will be sharing the recording. It will be too late, I think, but yeah. How do I sign up if we want to start the course? Will the course time will be 11 o'clock Saturday and Sunday? Yes, sir. The course time is going to be 11 o'clock Saturday and Sunday, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 hours on Saturday, 3 hours on Sunday, Adam. And let's say, just giving an example, Sunday, you go to church, you miss the live class. By the time you come back from the church, you have the live class recording as a backup. Okay, cool. Any final questions? Good.
Okay, then. Thank you. Thank you,
I
all of
assume
you.
silence as will it be the same class time? Yes, Angel, the timing is going to be same. Any final questions, team? DP, maybe you can stop the screen share, please. I think we are almost done. We take any questions. Please feel free to ask. If any of you want to ask any questions off the recording, I can turn off the recording and you can have a casual chat as well. All right, team. On the recording, I want to thank you personally from the bottom of the heart for joining this free webinar. Hope you got the good value add and many thanks to DP. I know your busy schedule as a senior technical architect. You took off your Sunday family time and you shared your wealth of knowledge. It means a lot to me and my students who joined here. Thanks a lot, DP. Thank you very much, guys. I'm going to stop the recording, but I'm going to stay here for another 10-15 minutes. You can ask me any question. Okay. And our batch is starting from coming Saturday. If any of you are interested, please feel free to message me. We can work on the costing model and you can join and you can get good wealthy knowledge from DP, especially on the data, Postman, the AI tools, the analysis, business analysis, whatnot. Okay, team. Thank you very much once again. Stopping the recording.